For 20 years, our house has experienced a lot.
He's back! Are you kidding me?
Triumph, defeat, heartbreak, euphoria. It's been home to legends, and legends in the making. We've watched homegrown kids grow up here and welcome friends who became family.
The ballpark is in a frenzy!
Like our fans, this place has developed a reputation. And that's just the way we like it. In a city bursting at the seams with history, our house has had its fair share.
Power and drive, way out of here!
Grand Slider, Victorino! The Philadelphia Phillies are going to the World Series!
But it's not time to harp on history.
It's time to make more history.
He's gonna just watch it go!
Our team story is not done.
Never say die, Tom.
It's barely been written.
Something's brewing with this team, John.
We're here for the long haul and the long ball.
That one is gonna be long gone!
It's been a fun 2 decades,
Son of a gun, I love this place.
but this is the only looking back we're doing
With a rainmaker!
because we're tired of knocking on the door. It's time to kick it down.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sorry in Advance. I'm your host, Sean. I don't like how close this camera is. Nope. Oh, that'll have to do. Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry. I'm not sure if it was a little delayed on my part, but the sound in my my headphones was like done like 10 seconds before the video was done. So, I need to get rid of my background here because we're clearly not playing golf right now. So I apologize for that. But anyway, so a little bit of a solo Sean. Yes, that's the solo Sean tonight. Hey Donna, how are you? Also, I find it very ironic that the Phillies are winning 3-0, and then this, like, the minute I start this podcast, Yandy Diaz hits a home run. But anyway, it's bottom of the 4th right now. Phillies are winning 3-2 currently. Like I said, a little bit of a solo show tonight, but wanted to kind of get into some things that were going on with the Phillies. You're not closing. Well, that's always good. But kind of, I don't know what to say, some of the main storylines going on with the Phillies right now, but some of the things that are on everyone's mind, kind of most of the drama right now in the Phillies world. So first we'll get to this is the fact that probably the biggest thing right now outside of the bullpen going on with the Phillies is Bryce Harper is one of the main stories. It was Alec Boehm for a while, and Alec Boehm's been kind of getting it back together. To me, one of the biggest things that has been a storyline for the past few years is the fact that JT Realmuto is a double play machine, and not in a good way. Double play machine in causing double plays. It's an alarming rate. It seems like actually the majority of the games that I watch, he hits into a double play. Usually like hitting it to third base because he's so early on the ball. It's insane. But we'll save that topic for another time that I can, get someone else's opinion on to go back and forth with. But it's funny because, this stems from obviously the season that Bryce Harper has had so far, but also his recent, post-game interview talking about his struggles and, the last game of the series against the Diamondbacks where he came up and just not able to come through, which really seems like it's just if you look at it, it's like he's not having a terrible year, but it's like when you watch does it seem like, if you look at everything, does it seem like he is having a good year? Like 1 month into the season, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. Yeah, like I think you would take that from a regular player, not from who your superstar is supposed to be. But it just seems like, looking at his numbers, he's having a down start to the season. his first 34 games of the season, obviously this is not including today, in which he also does not have a hit in 2 at-bats. So he is actually hitting down to 231. So, but through the first 34 games, he is hitting 234, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, 31 strikeouts, which is a lot seeing that number really kind of got me. And then 26 walks. But then I was just like, okay, like the walks. Now, granted, this is before I looked at the right side of this. I looked up the stats for 2024. In that 32 for 122 last year, the first 34 games, 262 batting average, 9 home runs. So 3 more home runs last year at this point. He had 11 more RBIs. He actually had 1 more strikeout and 1 less walk. So you look at that and you're like, okay, it's like, do you take the strikeouts with the walks? But he's hitting almost a full 30 points less in his batting average. He's 3 home runs less and 11 RBIs less so far. You looking at that, it's like, is that really a bad? I think the batting average jumps out the most, probably. But when you look at everything about it, hey Steve, how are you? I love the logo, your picture, by the way, Grand Theft Auto. It actually made me I really like that, especially because they just announced that it's getting pushed back until May of next year. So the thing with Bryce is, if you look at it, he's got 2 less hits and 6 more at bats. It's amazing how that you look at it and it's technically only 6 at bats makes his average drop almost a full 30 points. Like, that is insane what 6 at bats does. Now, granted, you look at the walks, that obviously is going to play into it because they don't count as at bats. So that changes things a little bit, obviously. So I'm not talking plate appearances or anything like that. This is purely what counts as a statistic of at bat. It's you look at it, like when you look at the comparison in numbers and how close they are, is he really struggling? Obviously, the answer is yes. I'm not trying to dumb this down and be like, defend him. He's the one who obviously did come out and say, he's not happy with how he's playing. He's not happy with how the season's going so far. You you do wonder, like, was it his little comment with the daycare, they're growing up, blah blah blah, and it's just like, is he being too serious? But then at the same time, Fransky and LA, like, they were talking about, there's, people from the team are saying that this is the best season teammate wise he's been, if that makes sense. Whether it's supporting and sticking up, and instilling confidence in the other players, or just, going to bat for him. It's it's like, should he start being a really shitty teammate if it'll get him back on track? Almost. It's just frustrating to watch, because I had said, of the team will say he's fine. Oh, yeah. And it's also, I figured him out, of course. I've said this before, like, because when we talked about it in spring training, where it was just like, a lot of people were kind of going nuts about him not playing a lot. It's like, does this stem from that as well? I've always said, like, if anybody's really going to get out of a slump, it'll be Harper, with that, his work ethic and all that. But it's like, first month of the season, man, it looks, and I said this the other day, it just seems so easy to strike him out. It really does. It just seems like a masterclass in striking him out is just, all speed low and away, and then it seems like he can't hit a curveball, he can't hit off speed, and then he's looking at a fastball down the middle. It just looks incredibly easy to strike him out right now, and I don't know why. And the pitches that he's missing on when he's swinging low and away, I mean, it literally looks like, what are you looking at, or what are you looking for? Because they don't look like they're strikes to start off with, and then he's standing there for a called third strike, which I think one thing that bothers me the most about a called third strike on this team, and it seems like a major, I won't say just this team, this is major leagues across the majors, is I believe one of the first lessons you're taught, like in baseball, little league, is if you have two strikes and it's close, it looks close to a strike, swing the bat, try and fight it off, or try and just try and make contact, like protect the plate. It's like the major league rule now that players are taught or allowed to get away with is the fact that if it's a called third strike, make sure you argue with the umpire, or just look disgusted at the call. If you're 0-2 and you stand there on a third strike, a fastball down the middle, or if it's close to the plate, there's no swinging, which I think is one thing that pisses me off the most about baseball nowadays. It's you'd rather argue with the umpire about the call instead of protecting the plate. I don't understand the mentality of that, where it's protect the plate, dude. It's not a difficult concept. Try and make contact. I've seen them fight off foul balls, that balls are coming, 6 inches from their face. They can swing and fight it off. But yet if it's 2 inches around the plate, they'd rather argue a call. That is one thing I think that just kind of annoys me. But anyway, so the one thing I don't want to hear, getting back to the Harper thing, is I don't want to hear at the middle end of May, well, Harper's been dealing with something. I swear to God, if they were to come out and say Harper has been dealing with an injury or dealing with a tweaked something, I will absolutely blame the coaches. It's the fact that you let the players run the team, and if they're hurt, they don't want to come out. All right, well, we'll let it. No. If you're hurt, sit down, go on the IL, because you're hurting the team at this point. Like Harper, once he gets hot, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. Like you can't deny that. But right now, he is having a mediocre at best season, and he's not coming through a lot. I believe he will get out of it. I have 100% faith that he will get out of it. If anybody can get out of a slump, it's him. But right now, I think, this is me probably jumping the gun, obviously, but I'm just like, I don't want to hear later down the line that, like, oh, he's been dealing with something. Well, then what have you been doing? It reminds me of like the Stott thing, where like everybody was just bashing him for a month or two at the end of the season. Where no, God, not a month of the season, last month or two of the season. It was pretty much the majority of the season where it was just like, and he still can't really do it. Like, where Stott wasn't hitting opposite field anymore. He wasn't fighting off pitches anymore. His swing didn't look right. And you find out he was hurt for the majority of the season. Well, what the hell are you doing? At some point in coaches, grow a pair. They are adults. And say, if you're hurting the team, then sit down. And would rather you be healthy and 100%, 95%, 90% than whatever the hell this is. So I hope it's not that, because that would aggravate me. But we'll get there when the time comes. The other storyline was Ranger Suarez's first start was good until it wasn't. Ranger looked good the first 2.5 innings. Wasn't terrible. I mean, he was cruising the first 2 innings. He had 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. I think he gave 1 hit. And then Scott actually messaged me saying, Rangers looking good. And I was just like, well, don't jinx it. And then I'll be damned, an inning and a half later, he just started getting rocked. Granted, first time back. And what makes me think that, I hate to say, like, that, did you have a feeling it was going to happen? Need rehab. It was the fact that I think they said, like, that he was going to skip. He didn't need as much rehab assignment. And I'm like, okay, which is fine. If you're telling me that you're basing it off of, let's see, Philadelphia Phillies starting pitcher Ranger Suarez, this is 9 days ago, looked strong on the mound during his most recent start at AAA on Sunday. The Southpaw tossed 4 2/3 inning, allowing one run on 4 hits while striking out 8 batters on 78 pitches. And it was. I don't know. I think Suarez will be fine. The one thing that surprised me, to my own surprise of myself thinking this, was that they said that Taiwan was going to the bullpen. And that, to me, I was just like, wow, I never really thought I would say this, but I think Taiwan Walker kind of deserves to stay in the rotation with how he's pitched. Obviously, odd man out was him. Like that goes without saying. But it was just very, very surprising because Taiwan Walker has been very, very good this season so far. Excuse me, sorry. Mouth's a little dry. It gets dry quicker when you're the only one doing an episode. But I mean, so far, what's up, Dustin? How's your tattoo healing? But I mean, so far, he has a 2.54 ERA in 6 starts in 28 innings. He has a 2.54 ERA. He's only let up 8 runs, 2 home runs, which is very surprising because that was along with just letting up any type of home run, which both home runs were in one game when the Phillies got smacked 10-4 by the Giants. 2 earned runs, 22 strikeouts, 13 walks. That is ridiculous for Taiwan Walker standards as a Philly. And you moved him to the bullpen. And it's like his first game against Colorado, granted, great team to come out against on your first start because Colorado, who has 6 wins this season, and this was Thursday, April 3rd, that his first start was then. So really, I don't even know if they had won a game yet. 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. Next game against Atlanta, against the Braves, who are struggling. Don't get me wrong. The Braves are struggling, but that is still a very good team. You cannot deny that. 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts. Next game against the Giants was his bad game. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, but 6 runs totals, 4 earned. 2 home runs, 5 strikeouts. Next game against Miami, again, 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. Cubs, 3 innings. Then last week against the Nationals. So if you look, he's really Colorado and Miami and Washington. Washington is going to be a good team eventually. But again, 2 strikeouts, but 5 2/3 innings. He only let up 1 run and 4 hits. 4 runs, 1 earned. Again, the errors are killing this friggin' team. So it's been unbelievable how good he's looked. His ERA has not gone over, by the way, 2.78. So it's I don't know. The only thing that worries me about them moving Taiwan Walker to the my mom says he looks like a pitcher. It's weird. The only thing that worries me about moving him to the bullpen is it just gets shades of Spencer Turnbull last year. Granted, 2 different pitchers. I get it. Turnbull was injured also last year when we signed him. But Turnbull was stellar in the starting rotation when he was on his schedule. They moved him to the bullpen, and Spencer Turnbull, never mind that he got hurt, just imploded. He just was not good. And this is just same thing. I'm like, pitchers get on a schedule, especially starters, obviously, but like when it's something like that, like why do you mess with it? I'm not saying go to I guess I am saying, like, why not go try a 6-man rotation? Or if Ranger struggles, you have Walker going that, so Walker could still go 3-4 innings every 5th day when Ranger, like, the options are there, but it worries me moving him to the bullpen. But again, I guess you have to move him to the bullpen when your bullpen is just a constant headache. I mean, it's like you think you have somebody reliable. You think you can depend on someone like Strom. It's he gets in a rhythm, and then all of a sudden he gives up 2-3. Alvarado is bound to give it up once in a while. But I mean, like Hernandez, I can't with Hernandez and Ortiz. It's both of them are really just Kerkering. I didn't think I'd be so aggravated with. It really is just so aggravating to watch the bullpen come in, and I don't understand why. It really just aggravates me. Like Jose, I said Ortiz. I meant Ruiz. I'm sorry. Jose Ruiz, 12 games. I don't even remember how that's possible. And it says only 6 earned runs. I don't. Maybe they're the only games that I watch that they just piss me off that bad. But Jordan Romano, 14 games. He's getting better. I will say he's getting better. Kerkering. Hernandez, Tanner Banks, I feel like it says he's pitched 14 games and 15.1 innings. When? I feel like if I'm just missing games or I'm, put my kids to sleep or something like that, am I just missing those times that they're pitching? Joe Ross, I wanted to be a good pickup, and I think I talked about this before. But it's Jordan Romano's got his ERA down to 10.22. Ranger Suarez, I mean, he's a starter, but 17-18. Jose Ruiz, 476. Kerkering, 485. I don't understand how their ERA is that low with some of the, with watching them come in. And I'm like, dude, and I know it's because, when they're coming in, the runs aren't charged to them, which would explain why, Rangers Suarez's ERA is probably high. Why Wheeler's ERA is what it is. That's off of errors that weren't errors. That's off of an error that was never called, thanks to our center fielder. So I do think Ranger will be all right. If he wants to get paid, he surely will be all right. But we'll see. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the recent homestand. So Scott and I talked about this last week. Looking at the stats of when they win, they're winning either handedly or they're it's they're winning by scoring a lot of runs, but it's still giving up a lot of runs. And then when they're losing, it's same thing. Again, this is the last 6 games of the homestand that they were on. So I'll take 4-2. Don't get me wrong. 4-2 against Washington and Arizona in a game that you could have won. You had a chance to win that game in extras on the 4th. You didn't. Again, if you are going to win in extra innings now, you have to score at minimum 2 runs. You have to. And the Phillies didn't do it. Arizona came and scored 3. And again, off an error. It's just the team finds a way to lose. But again, the biggest thing on the bottom part was 14 strikeouts. You're never going to win with that many. You're never going to win. It's amazing to me that they had 14 hits, but 14 strikeouts. 5 walks, 9 RBIs, obviously, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, 14 hits, and you lost by 2. It's insane. And I think in 6 games, you striking out 42 times is just a Philly way now. That's all it is. But, I mean, you look at the first game, 7-6. Scott and I were doing our episode where I thought it was funny that, we both said we're waiting for them to blow the game. And they did. I mean, they won. Don't get me wrong. They won. They didn't deserve to win. They got lucky winning. If a catcher makes 2 plays, he should have caught the ball that would have had Stott out at home. Or Bohm, excuse me. Bohm should have been out at home. And then that's game. And then Stott out would have been out too. I don't know what the hell you're doing running on, a tie game when the ball's 2 feet from the plate. What the hell you're thinking? But anyway, they won. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain too much. But you can see the power's coming back. They have 12 home runs in 6 games. And then they just destroyed them on the next game on the 30th. And then on the 1st, they lose 2-4. It's like the offense just disappears. And I think that's what is sometimes more aggravating, which will happen to any team. I'm not denying that, but I think it's just, where does it go? And that was, I was a Taiwan Walker start. Taiwan Walker let up, excuse me, while I look at it real quick, because I had it in front of me and I closed my screen because that's just what I do now. Let me get back here. I really apologize that I'm Lose 4-2. There we go. Taiwan Walker got the loss, and Brad Lord, got the win. It was 4 runs charged in the 6th inning. He went 5 2/3. So it sucks that Taiwan Walker gets the loss, but the bullpen kind of blew the game. But anyway, so, and again, it's a game that you could have won. Like, the Phillies didn't do anything after the 6th inning. They did nothing, and that's only because Castellanos reached on a fielder on a single. It's not doing anything. You did something for 2 innings in the 5th and 6th. It's they can't string it together consistently. And I know it's a cliche, and I've said this like more than once, is the fact that like the only consistent thing about this team right now is the inconsistency. I guess another good thing that's coming though is that Aaron Nola is looking very good. He has looked very, very good. So in his last, let me see, 2025 game log. So Aaron Nola, who is getting back to form. 5 straight losses, which is not Aaron Nola like. But he's still eating innings, which is, I know so many people like don't like Aaron Nola. Which to me is just, I was glad for what you signed him for, and I know people will argue with me about this. For what you signed Aaron Nola for, that was a discount for what people are getting paid. I mean, you see what Blake Snell got paid, who is hurt all the time. And it's on the IL. He got overpaid. Like because he's won 2 Cy Youngs, didn't deserve the second one, in my opinion. But anyway, Aaron Nola in first few games, 5 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs. But you look at the teams. So first one, 5 earned runs, he went 5 1/3. Was against Washington. The next game, against the Dodgers, 3 earned runs. Then St. Louis, 2 earned runs. San Francisco's good, 6 earned runs. And then the Mets, 4 earned runs. And the strikeouts have all been there. I mean, he had 8 against Washington, 2 against the Dodgers, but that team is stupid. St. Louis, San Fran, New York Mets, 7, 8, 6. Then Chicago, he comes out 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. Last game against Arizona, Arizona's good. I think they're just in our situation too. They're not putting it all together. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, and no earned runs. I'll take that. If he can stay there, it was getting a little dicey at the end. But I'll take that any day of the week for my starting pitcher from Aaron Nola. So it's starting to get warmer out. That's when Aaron Nola shines. So let's cut him some slack. But I think the biggest thing too is that they scored 35 runs over 6 games. So you're figuring a little bit, almost 6 runs a game, averaging. And you look, 7-7-2-3, 7-7-2-3-7-9. That's fine. I'm glad we didn't have to face Corbin Burns, but he's not having a good year anyway. So, looking at this series, obviously we're already partly in the game 1, and the Phillies are still winning 3-2. Excuse me. Going into the bottom of the 6th. So, I think everyone knows that Tampa Bay can just make the playoffs out of nowhere. God, end up first or second wild card out of nowhere. Drew Rasmussen's always he's a great pitcher. Very, I don't want to say underrated pitcher because he is good. Everyone knows he's good, but the health of pitchers on this team is just crazy. It's always a story of just injuries with the Tampa Bay Rays. Wheeler's having a good game so far. Wheeler has gone 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, and only 3 hits. And the 2 earned runs were off 1 home run by Yandy Diaz, so I'm fine with that. Tomorrow's Christopher Sanchez against Shane Baz. Shane Baz is also a good pitcher. And then someone who, ironically enough, really, how do you not put him in the discussion for the Cy Young this year is Jesus Luzardo. Starting off with a 3-0 record, should have more. 194 ERA and 47 strikeouts against Ryan Pepio. I like Ryan Pepio. But I just it's a series you can sweep, especially against Tampa at their ballpark with the home run potential in that ballpark. I've watched so many games this year of people hitting home runs that are just like they look like pop-ups, and they are just no doubters apparently. I guess the wind tunnel that is in that field going to right field is just insane. So when you have players like Bryce Harper, like Kyle Schwarber, like Stott, who can pull the ball and can get a hold of one, there's no reason that Schwarber already has a home run today, and so does Bohm. I don't know where Bohm hit his because I was putting my kids to sleep. So, excuse me. God, I apologize. Let me see. So where did Nick fly ball to right field? Where did Kyle Schwarber? Schwarber's went to left center. He can crush it anywhere. But like I said, Alec Bohm is a opposite field machine. He's a doubles machine. What's crazy is that that's Alec Bohm's first home run of the season. In the first 35 games, he has one home run. I'll tell you what. To be honest, I don't care. Right now, Bohm, who is batting 8th, which is crazy, is only hitting 233, obviously. I think he'll pick it back up, for love of God, just so I don't have to have more things that people complain about. I hope he does. But it's an interesting season, interesting first month of the season, to say the least, because there's plenty that Scott and I have talked about where it seems so much more negative than positive. You would never think that we're in second place in our division. But then if you look at the standings, I mean, I don't even know, I believe we are the last wild card by a game and a half in front of the Diamondbacks. It is May 6th. I am, I can't get rid of that there is, 120 something games left of this season. So much can happen in the next 5 months. I was not expecting the Mets to be leading the division. I really thought we would be. The Braves, though, are coming up. I mean, they're coming. They are only, let me see, 16 and 18. We're 19 and 15. They're 3 games behind us. We all knew that they would come in, and that's without Spencer Strider, who's still hurt, who is on the IL already. That is without Acuna, who's coming back. This team will get hot. This team will hit. We knew the Dodgers were going to get back to form. The Padres are back, have been ridiculous. So there's a lot to look at as a positive, but you would never know it. I feel like is just what I'm getting at. You would never know that we were only in second place, 3 games behind. It's crazy. I need, here you go. Donna already said it in June. I need June to get here so Kyle Schwarber can start hitting a home run every other inning. I feel like one thing that when it's a constant hot, a sticky hot, I think one thing that, and I don't want to, I'm not a Yankee fan. I want to make that clear. The season that Aaron Judge is having is ridiculous. I just want to acknowledge that because I don't know if I've ever said this on here. But when I started this podcast, I wanted this to be a baseball show, not just a Phillies show. So I wanted to eventually talk about all the teams, I talk baseball. So if anyone ever does want to, I will always talk more baseball, not just Phillies. But I have to give credit where credit's due. And again, I'm not a Yankee fan, but I will, you can't deny how good someone's doing. So Aaron Judge, hold on, I'm going to get rid of me. I forget how to. Whoops. No, what did I do? There we go. Aaron Judge let's discuss this, through 35 games is hitting 414, 12 home run. That's actually current, not current because he has another home run today. So, but before the game, 11 home runs, batting 414 with 33 RBIs. That's insane. He's leading the league in RBIs right now. He's leading the league in runs and hits, 55 hits, and batting average, obviously. But not in home runs, which is interesting. Judge is heading into Ruth territory. I can't go there yet. Does it kill you to say that? I don't know. I never been I'm not a Yankee person. I don't know. Like I respect the organization. Well, what the shit you had all, it's 27 World Series, whatever. Good for you. But I think one thing that's crazy that I didn't know is that Aaron Judge was originally drafted by the Oakland Athletics in the 31st round in 2010, and then was drafted in the first round 3 years later. Could you imagine if Aaron Judge was an A? I mean, he wouldn't be because they would have traded him just like they do everybody else, but that's crazy. That was kind of all of my rant that I wanted to get into tonight. Donna, Steve, Mom, and Dustin, thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate it. And again, anytime anybody wants to talk anything other than Phillies, by all means, I'm game. No pun intended. So thank you all. Have a good night and go Phils. Wait, hold on. Can I ask you, who do you think is the greatest Yankee? I was a huge Lou Gehrig fan. Loved him in MLB The Show, my video game. Dude was a clutch player. But I was like Lou Gehrig. First baseman. He did some insane. It's like you look at. It's what helps make the Yankees great. It's just a shame what God, 37 years old, he died. Greatest Yankee, man. I think. Do you go Mantle? Like, are we talking beloved? Are we talking? There's so many that you can name. I will never say Derek Jeter. I think Jeter was overrated. Derek Jeter never won an MVP either. True statement. Derek Jeter had never, ever won an MVP. And he won a World Series MVP. But, I think I'm not taking anything away from him. Career 310 hitter. But I just, what was it? 5 World Series, obviously, 5 Gold Gloves, 5 Silver Sluggers, All-Star Game MVP, 14-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think Jeter kind of got blown up because of his letter as a kid saying that he was going to play for the Yankees, and he did. Like I saw a video. I'm going to see if I can find it. It was comparing Yankees. I mean, it's a good Google question. Who is the greatest Yankee of all time? The consensus among baseball players is a fan that Babe Ruth is the greatest Yankees player of all time. I think it's, everyone knows that, Ruth was such an amazing hitter. In such a different era of baseball too. I think that's what the crazy part is, from what the bats were made of, different type of game. I love that he was a pitcher. It added to, a rivalry coming from the Red Sox being traded. Hitting over 7 home runs. And it's funny, like you look at the shape that the players were in back then, because they all had jobs outside of baseball, like, in the off season and all. It's like, you look at, and again, I'm not making fun of anybody here, like Alejandro Kirk, Pablo Sandoval, Prince Fielder, like they were not in shape to be baseball players, but they're very good ball players. Like that is Babe Ruth back then in that baseball era. Like that is insane. And like Ruth was loved by fans. Loved by fans. It's let me see. Here's one that says, well, other great Yankees like Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, Jeter, Joe DiMaggio have made significant contributions. Ruth's overall impact and unparalleled offensive dominance make him the most unique, most frequently cited greatest. And I don't know, man. I don't know, Donna. You really could it's a great conversation to have, especially just because what the hell, baseball reference. I can't spell to save my life. Babe Ruth. So you look at Babe Ruth. Let's see. Career 342 batting average, 714 home runs, 2,873 hits, 2,214 RBIs, 2,174 runs, 123 stolen bases. Only one MVP? Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. All-time record in slugging, OPS, OPS plus, and you're getting all that crap. But I think what people really do forget, not that they don't, let me see. Sorry, I'm catching up on comment. It compared Jeter to Mariano Rivera. What the hell how do you compare them to? How do you compare Jeter to Mariano? One's a shortstop and one was a closer. And I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying it to to whoever you're saying did that. That makes, I don't know. The guy picked Jeter. Well, yeah, I would too. Terry says go Diamondbacks. Well, at least I would. It's like I would say we took the series from you, but you guys knocked us out of the playoffs 2 years ago. So that's kind of like how Washington fans still boo Harper when they go to Washington. To me, I'm like, you guys already won. In the grand scheme of things, you guys won the World Series the year after Harper signed here. You already won everything so far, so there's really no reason to boo Harper anymore. It worked out well for you guys. I do have that Phillies throw. No, I love this hat. I absolutely. I wish I could find it somewhere else. I bought it at the stadium, and they don't sell it, and I can't find it anywhere because it is getting pretty dirty. Real quick, I just wanted to finish with this, and I apologize. The thing with Babe Ruth is everyone knows that he was a pitcher for Boston. It's not just that he was a pitcher. He was a damn good pitcher. He was an amazing pitcher. And when you look at the stats that he put up, granted, again, completely different era of baseball. Try Lids or Mitchell and Ness. I've been to Lids and Mitchell and Ness. Like I said, I've been to the stadium. And I've been to Lids in our mall. I can't even Google and find this a lot of times. On sale. I mean, I found it a picture of it, but I can't find it for sale. I'm about to probably try eBay or something. If you look at, let me see if I can blow this up. Whoa, that's my screen. If you look at Babe Ruth's pitching stats, so outside of the first year where he only threw, he was 19. But look at this, 20 years old, 32 games, started 28, 217 innings, 18-8 with a 2.44 ERA. At 21, 23-12, 175, 44 games started. Tell me if someone who was starting in the majors now at 44 games outside of, a regular season. Where did it go? Strikeouts. Look at this, 170, 128 strikeouts, 35 complete games. It's just you look at some of these and how good of a pitcher he was. It's insane. It's fun to see. Oh no, I messed with my screen. Anyway. But that's going through Phillies greatest of all time. Exactly, Donna. That would be us going through the greatest Phillies of all time, which we tried to do, and me and Scott. I see a link here. Oh, I'm gonna have to screenshot this. I'm gonna have to I need to take a picture of that because if you found it, I need to buy another one because it's like I said, mine's getting pretty dirty. So thank you, Terry. Thank you very much for that. And I zoomed in on my screen and I can't get rid of it now. Oh God. All right, there we go. Got it. So anyway, but that is it for me. Sorry, Terry. I really appreciate the help with finding that. Thank you very much. If it's if they can say I am only one left. Oh, I can't click on the link. This sucks. I'll have to go back and watch my stream. It's weird. It's like filming a movie and then like going to the premiere and watch it. Mine is Sean. You can see my name spelled in there. Connors, Connors. If you want to send it to me on Facebook. But thank you for your help. I really appreciate that. And everybody else, thank you for hanging out. Terry, Donna, Mom, Dustin. I think that was everybody. Steve Mason. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate it. Thank you all for trying to help me get this hat. I appreciate it because I'm probably going to frame the new one and never wear it because that'll be what I do. But I appreciate your help and thanks for hanging out, everybody. And I will see you next Tuesday, if not sooner. Or I don't know if you guys know this. So me, Dustin, and Derek have started playing PGA on Friday nights, and it is a fantastic time. It is a really good time. We usually start around, I think, 9 o'clock my time because they're in Texas, so 8 o'clock their time. But if you want to come on and watch, just BS with us. We'll talk. We're talking baseball, hockey, but while we're playing the game, it's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I made a hole-in-one last week, and I got way too excited for a video game. But I appreciate it, and everyone, I hope you have a good night, and go Phils. See you guys.